Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Hockey on the Spot with Brandon Marenfeld. I'm Brandon Marenfeld. Thank you for joining me today. This is episode 68 of Hockey on the Spot, and we had a lot of games last night, so let's get right into it. 8 games from last night's action, starting with the Colorado Avalanche and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Both teams undefeated going into last night's action. One had to lose, and unfortunately for the Leafs, it was them. They were the losers on their home ice. The Colorado Avalanche, under Patrick Roy, remain undefeated. After Toronto took a 1-0 lead, the Colorado Avalanche come back on a couple goals, starting with a goal by Corey Sarich. Not only is it his first goal as a member of the Colorado Avalanche, but coming from a guy who doesn't normally score goals, a shutdown defenseman, assisted by Steve Downey and Matt Duchene. And then in the third period, P.A. Parenteau would get up on the board, assisted by Jamie McGinn and Nathan MacKinnon. He continues his dominance in the NHL so far. Semyon Varlamov would get the starting goal and continues his unbeaten streak, making 27 saves and 28 shots, a .964 save percentage. For the Toronto Maple Leafs, they took a 1-0 lead before the 2 goals by the Avs on a goal by Joffrey Lupul, assisted by Carter Ashton, his first assist of the year. His first assist of the year, and also his first NHL point. That he would get the only assist on that goal. Jonathan Bernier would get the starting goal, and he was actually really good. 31 saves and 33 shots. A .939 save percentage. Varlamov's was a .964 save percentage, if I didn't say that already. But the goaltending was great, but one obviously was better, and that was Varlamov. So congrats to the Colorado Avalanche. Next, we have the Phoenix Coyotes and the New York Islanders. What a win for the New York Islanders on home ice over the Phoenix Coyotes. A 6-1 victory. Isn't that something? And they get a couple of firsts in this game. The goal scoring started just a minute 49 into the game on a goal by Peter Regan. His first goal as a member of the New York Islanders, former member of the Ottawa Senators, assisted by Brock Nelson, his first NHL point. He would get the only assist on that goal. Then after that, John Tavares, the superstar of this team, and the first overall pick from 2009, would get his first of the year on a power play, assisted by Franz Nielsen and Kyle Oposo. And after that, the Islanders would get another power play goal from Matt Donovan, who would get his first NHL goal, assisted by Peter Regan and Josh Bailey. Then John Tavares would get his second of the game, assisted by Michael Grabner and Josh Bailey. Then Colin McDonald would get his first of the year, assisted by Franz Nielsen and Michael Grabner. And then Josh Bailey would put the game way out of reach, assisted by Franz Nielsen and Michael Grabner. So, a 3-point night for Josh Bailey on a goal and 2 assists. 3 assists for Michael Grabner and 3 assists for Franz Nielsen. 2 goals for John Tavares and a goal and an assist for Peter Regan. Evgeny Nabokov would get the starting goal, making 33 saves and 34 shots, a .971 save percentage. He was absolutely brilliant. For the Phoenix Coyotes, of course, they would only get 1 goal. Martin Hanzal would get his first of the year, assisted by Michael Bodker and Radim Verbata, and that is all the scoring they would do. Mike Smith would start the game, making 15 saves on 20 shots, a .750 save percentage. He played 2 periods. In the third period, Thomas Greiss would come in to see his first action as a member of the Phoenix Coyotes. He did not help the cause. 7 saves on 8 shots, an .875 save percentage. So Thomas Greiss getting his feet under him and get a little bit. But again, big win by the New York Islanders. Congratulations to them. Next, we have the Florida Panthers and the Philadelphia Flyers in Philly. The Philadelphia Flyers recently firing head coach Peter Laviolette. Very big surprise. Craig Berube, the former assistant coach, takes over as the head coach, and in his first game as head coach. He gets the Flyers their first win of the season by a final score of 2-1. Philadelphia goals scored by the two Bradens. Braden Shen would get the first one, assisted by Jakub Voracek and Vinny LeCavalier. And then Braden Coburn would get his first of the year, assisted by Sean Couturier. So, that's good for them. Steve Mason, of course, would get the starting goal. He made 33 saves on 34 shots, a .971 save percentage. His best game so far this year. For the Florida Panthers, their only goal coming from Brad Boyce, getting his first goal as a member of the Florida Panthers, assisted by Brian Campbell and Alexander Barkov, his first NHL assist. Tim Thomas would start the game, making 3 saves on 5 shots, a .600 save percentage. So he let up both goals before suffering an injury and having to leave the game. Tim Thomas is now out with an injury, and we do not know how long he will be out for. Jacob Markstrom would come in to play the rest of the game, and he was brilliant. Getting himself a 25 save shutout. Of course, it would not be a win, but a performance that Markstrom could be happy with because he played so well. Hopefully, Tim Thomas is okay. But congrats to Craig Berube on his first win as head coach, and congrats to the Philadelphia Flyers. Next, we have the Carolina Hurricanes and the Pittsburgh Penguins in Pittsburgh. Huge win by the Pittsburgh Penguins. Leading the way, Jussi Jokinen, the former member of the Carolina Hurricanes, would lead the way with a hat-trick performance. He would score the first, the third, and the fifth goals, respectively, for the Pittsburgh Penguins en route to a 5-2 win, including the first goal of the game on a power play, assisted by Sidney Crosby and Chris Kunitz. Then after that, Paul Martin would get his first of the year, assisted by Brooks Orpik and Sidney Crosby. Then, after Carolina came back to tie the game, it was all Pittsburgh from there. Jussi Jokinen assisted by Evgeny Malkin, and Olli Mata getting his first NHL point on an assist. He also had another assist in the game. We'll get to that in a second. Then Tanner Glass, the enforcer of the team, would get his first of the year, assisted by Joe Vitale, some work by the fourth line getting done. And then Jussi Jokinen would complete the hat-trick performance on the power play, assisted by Olli Mata, his second assist of the game, and Brandon Sutter. Marc-Andre Fleury remains perfect at 3-0-0, 32 saves and 34 shots, a .941 save percentage. He was brilliant once again. He seems to have turned a corner from the looks of things. For the Carolina Hurricanes, they did make a push. Eric Staal would get his first goal of the season, assisted by Justin Falk, and Andre Sekera, who would get his first point as a member of the Carolina Hurricanes, former Buffalo Sabres defenseman. And then Nathan Gerbe would tie the game at 2, assisted by Patrick Dwyer and Andre Sekera. He had 2 assists in the game. Cam Ward would get the starting goal. He does not have a win yet. He does not have a win yet, and it certainly would not come last night. 32 saves on 37 shots, an .865 save percentage. Made a lot of saves, but faced a lot of shots and let up a lot of goals. So not a great night for him. Not a great night for the Carolina Hurricanes. Congrats to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Next, we have the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Buffalo Sabres in Buffalo. The Sabres, I believe if I'm correct, they are still looking for their first win of the year. They do not have a win yet this year, and their losing streak continues. The Tampa Bay Lightning coming up strong with a 3-2 win in overtime. In overtime. And yes, Buffalo does not have a win yet this season. For the game, the Tampa Bay Lightning would win 3-2 in overtime. So the Sabres would get a point. For the Lightning, their goals coming from the ever-speedy Tyler Johnson, his first of the year, assisted by Victor Hedman and Andre Pallett. Then, after Buffalo took a 2-1 lead, Teddy Purcell would score a power play goal. to tie up the game, assisted by Ryan Malone and Martin St. Louis. And then in overtime, just a minute and 50 seconds in, Alex Killorn would score the overtime winner, assisted by Eric Brewer and Valtteri Filppula. Ben Bishop would get the start in net, and he has been good so far. He has 2 wins in both starts, 21 saves and 23 shots, a .913 save percentage. The bad news for the Tampa Bay Lightning, though, is that they would suffer an injury in the game. Tom Pyatt, the younger brother of New York Rangers forward Taylor Pyatt, would suffer an injury and would not return to the game. Hopefully he is okay. For the Buffalo Sabres, both of their goals would come on the power play. The first from Cody Hodgson, his first of the year, assisted by Thomas Vanek and Jamie McBain, who would get his first point in a Buffalo Sabres uniform. And then he would score the second goal for the Buffalo Sabres. Jamie McBain, the former Carolina Hurricanes defenseman, getting his first goal in a Buffalo Sabres uniform on the power play, assisted by Cody Hodgson and Thomas Vanek. So those 3 players, Vanek, Hodgson, and McBain, doing all the scoring for the Sabres in this game. Jonas Enroth would get the start and goal, and was actually rather solid. 31 saves and 34 shots, a .912 save percentage. So he played well, but not well enough to get the win. So congratulations to the Tampa Bay Lightning, and hopefully they can have a healthy return of Tom Pyatt. Next, we have the Minnesota Wild and the Nashville Predators in Nashville. The Nashville Predators getting Philip Forsberg back for this game. And it really helped them to a 3-2 win as the offense of this game came through. 4 out of 5 goals for both teams combined would come on the power play, and the 1 goal that did not come on the power play would come on a penalty shot. So let's go over the game. After Minnesota took a 1-0 lead, it was all Nashville. Starting with Philip Forsberg, his first game back, he gets his first NHL goal. The former Washington Capitals draft pick and traded to the Preds last season in a trade that sent Martin Erat and Michael Latta to the Washington Capitals. But Philip Forsberg's first NHL goal comes on the power play, assisted by Patrick Hornquist and Seth Jones. Seth Jones, the 4th overall pick from this past year's draft, getting his first NHL point on Philip Forsberg's first NHL goal. Then after that, Colin Wilson would score a power play goal, assisted by Matt Cullen, his first point in a Nashville Predators uniform, and Mike Fisher. And then on a penalty shot, Eric Nystrom would score his first goal in a Nashville Predators sweater, obviously unassisted because it was a penalty shot goal. Pekka Rinne would get the start in goal and was brilliant. 32 saves on 34 shots, a .941 save percentage. And it was good to see him playing well. And again, the Preds getting this win without the services of Roman Josi or Victor Stahlberg, who will not be back for a while. So congrats to the Nashville Predators. Minnesota Wild, again, they did take a 1-0 lead on a and both of their goals came on the power play. Starting with Zach Parise, assisted by Mikko Koivu and Ryan Suter. And then their second power play goal came in the second period. Jared Spurgeon would get his first of the year, assisted by Nino Niederreiter and Michael Granlund. They are without the services of Charlie Coyle. And unfortunately for them in the game, they would end up losing Nicholas Backstrom. Just like the Florida Panthers lost Tim Thomas, they would lose Nicholas Backstrom. He started the game, making 3 saves on just 5 shots, a .600 save percentage, before getting hurt. Josh Harding would come in to play the rest of the game and was okay. 19 saves on 20 shots, a .950 save percentage. Not, just pretty good statistics, but not good enough to get the win. Hopefully Nicholas Backstrom comes back soon because their goaltending will be lost without him. But again, congratulations to the Nashville Predators. Next we have A couple Eastern teams out west. The New Jersey Devils and the Vancouver Canucks. The matchup that everyone was waiting for. The goaltending matchup of Corey Schneider versus Roberto Luongo. And an old coaching matchup as well. Pete DeBoer versus John Tortorella. Former arch-rival coaches when Tortorella was with the Rangers. So Corey Schneider returning to Vancouver, and it started out great for the New Jersey Devils. They took a 2-0 lead, but for the second straight night, they let a big lead slip away and managed to lose in overtime. 3-2 in overtime, the final score in favor of the Vancouver Canucks. Vancouver goals scored by Daniel Sedin, assisted by Chris Tanev and Ryan Stanton, Tanev's first assist of the year. Then Alexander Edler would get his first of the year to tie up the game, assisted by Daniel Sedin and Henrik Sedin. And then in overtime, Mike Santorelli, who has been a huge surprise since coming over, would get his third of the year. He would get the overtime winner, assisted by Jason Garrison and David Booth. Garrison originally got credit for the overtime winner, but then it was ruled that Santorelli would deflect the puck. So, a good goal there. Here, not too many penalties in this game, not the physical matchup that everyone thought we were going to see. And for Roberto Luongo against his former teammate Corey Schneider, very good. 21 saves on 23 shots, a .913 save percentage. He was very good in this game. Neither goalie was one of the stars, but they were both really good. For the New Jersey Devils, again, they did take a 2-0 lead. Jaromir Jagr would get his second goal in as many games, assisted by Patrick Elias and Marek Zidlitsky, all three members of the Czech Republic, getting contributions from this goal. And then their second goal, Patrick Elias would score, assisted by Anton Volchenkov and Jaromir Jagr, his first assist of the year. Corey Schneider, he was very good. 29 saves on 32 shots, a .906 save percentage, but not good enough to get the win. A night that Vancouver will be reminiscing about until the next meeting between these two. These two teams will be meeting again in New Jersey. That one probably will not be as memorable, just because Schneider was a Vancouver Canuck. It was not the other way around. But it'll still be a memorable matchup, and I'm sure a lot of Devil fans will be booing the return of John Tortorella, as he has become a villain to the New Jersey Devils because of his time with the New York Rangers. So again, congrats to the Vancouver Canucks on a big win on what was probably the game of the night. And speaking of the New York Rangers, we're involved in the last game to talk about from last night's action. The New York Rangers and the San Jose Sharks in San Jose. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Second straight night for the Rangers. And let's just put it this way. For the New York Rangers, a game to absolutely forget about. One that they hope that will never be remembered, and one that they hope that can correct when these two teams play each other at Madison Square Garden. What an embarrassing loss for the New York Rangers after playing so well against the Los Angeles Kings and winning by a final score of 3-1. They lose to the San Jose Sharks and absolutely look like a team that was tired from a couple nights ago. 9-2 would be the final score of this game, and so far, those 9 goals are the most by any individual team in one game this season. The San Jose Sharks. What a night it was for them, but more so, what a night for the youngster Thomas Hertl, the 17th overall pick from the 2012 NHL entry draft, is proving that he is going to be a superstar in this league. He's going to show that he will be the next Jaromir Jagr. After the New York Rangers would take a 1-0 lead in the game, but after that it was all San Jose, and it all started with a short-handed goal by Marc-Edouard Vlasic, his first of the year, assisted by Joe Pavelski. Then after that, Dan Boyle would get his first of the year, assisted by Matthew Nieto, who would get his first NHL point, and Joe Pavelski. And after the first period, it was just 2-1, and then in the second, San Jose dominates, starting with Matthew Nieto's first NHL goal, assisted by Tommy Wingels and Joe Pavelski. For Joe Pavelski, he would have 3 assists on the night. Then after that, it was the Thomas Hertl show for the most part. He would get at the next goal, assisted by Andrew Desjardins and Jason Demers. Then Logan Couture would get up on the board, assisted by Patrick Marleau and Matt Irwin. Then Thomas Hertl would get his second of the game, assisted by Joe Thornton. Then in the third, after the New York Rangers got themselves another goal up on the board, Thomas Hertl would add 2 more goals to cap off a 4-goal performance. The hat-trick goal coming on the power play, assisted by Jason Demers and Tyler Kennedy, who would get his first point as a member of the San Jose Sharks, I believe. Yep, his first point as a member of the San Jose Sharks off an assist, the former member of the Pittsburgh Penguins. And then Thomas Hertl would cap off his 4-goal night on his 4th of the game, assisted by Jason Demers and Antti Niemi. Even he gets an assist in the game, his first of the year. And then to cap it all off, Justin Braun would add another power play goal, assisted by Matthew Nieto and Tommy Wingels. Antti Niemi did not have to face much, and from what he did face, he was just okay. 18 saves on just 20 shots, a .900 save percentage. So, not great, but not bad either. Which makes you believe if he had faced more, maybe he would have let up more. For the New York Rangers, after a good start to the game, everything fell apart. They did take a 1-0 lead on a power play goal from Brad Richards, who continues his dominant play, assisted by Derek Brassard and Derek Stepan. And then later on in the game, Derek Dorsett would get his first goal as a member of the New York Rangers, assisted by Brian Boyle and Anton Strawman. So Dorsett, his first of the year and first in a New York Rangers sweater. He did not get a goal in the playoffs last year for the Rangers. Henrik Lundqvist would start the game, and it was a game for him to forget about. 22 saves on 26 shots, before an .846 save percentage, before getting pulled for Martin Biron. Seeing his first action of the year, he did not make things any better. In fact, he was even worse than Lundqvist. Just 16 saves on 21 shots, a .762 save percentage. So the New York Rangers will look to shrug this game off their shoulders and go into Thursday night with pride to face off against the Anaheim Ducks for their home opener. And that is it for last night's action. Other updates include other bad news for the New York Rangers is that Rick Nash would suffer from a hit to the head from Sharks defenseman Brad Stewart. Brad Stewart will have a hearing for the hit, and for Rick Nash, he did not play the remainder of the game. So hopefully he will be okay. So just another injury added. The New York Islanders have returned defenseman Griffin Reinhart to the Edmonton Oil Kings of the Western Hockey League. The Toronto Maple Leafs have recalled Josh Leivo, David Brohl, and T.J. Brennan from the Toronto Marlies and have assigned Jamie Devane and Trevor Smith. The Phoenix Coyotes have recalled forwards Tim Kennedy and Brandon Yip and have assigned Chris Brown and Lucas Lesio to the Portland Pirates. And the big news of the day, 43-year-old CSKA general manager Sergei Fedorov is unretiring to play this Friday for CSKA. That is a big story right there. Sergei Fedorov has not played a game in a very long time. It will be good to see him. It will be good to see him in a sweater, at least for one final time. And that is it, folks. That'll do it for episode 68 of Hockey on the Spot. This has been Hockey on the Spot, Brandon Barenfeld. I'm Brandon Barenfeld. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Thank you and have a great day.